Toya Jackson.
Michael constantly told me, Toya, they're going to murder me, they're going to kill me.
First and exclusive, Toya Jackson with the inside story of Michael Jackson's life and death.
He was dressed in all white
and full makeup.
Full makeup.
What does she think happened to Michael?
Did Dr. Conrad Murray murder your brother?
And the private farewell that no cameras captured.
Paris visited Michael's open casket, and she put something in it.
It was so sweet and so kind.
Toya Jackson, a sister's story.
Good evening. Michael Jackson was hounded, photographed, and analyzed from the time he became a child superstar. Yet so much about his life and death remains a mystery. Tonight, Barbara Walters has details never revealed before from Michael Jackson's sister.
Toya Jackson, born 2 years before Michael, played a significant role in his life. She was at the hospital the day he died. She signed the death certificate. She helped plan his funeral. And tonight, in her first television interview since he died, she makes inflammatory charges, as you will hear. She also gives us rare insight into his children and how they will be raised. Toya Jackson is not afraid to speak out. And one of the things she wants to make clear, she was not paid for this interview.
We have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing.
They had to administer CPR.
I wanted to wake up.
We're still trying to figure out what his condition is. He apparently suffered a heart attack.
I just wanted to know what's happening.
As rumors that Michael Jackson might be dying spread around Los Angeles, fans gathered spontaneously at his rented home, Neverland Ranch, at his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Michael's sister, Toya, got a phone call from their father.
And he said, Michael's sick. They're going to take him to the hospital. He must get over there right away.
Fans were already assembling outside the UCLA Medical Center when Toya arrived.
And I went into the room, and there's my mother sitting down. And there are the kids, all three of them sitting on her lap, just crying as loud as they could. They were just crying uncontrollably. And there I was, screaming and crying. And I caught myself and said, you have to be strong for the kids. Stop it. Get a grip to yourself. And that's what I did.
My brother, the legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th, 2009 at 2:26 p.m.
Of the 9 Jackson siblings, Toya told us she was asked to be the legal guardian of her brother's body. And with her family, she planned a memorial service in Los Angeles on July 7th.
The night prior to the memorial, we were to view the body, whoever wanted to. Well, no one really wanted to, except for myself and Paris and my sister. We went to see it.
Paris put something in it.
She put a heart that she had purchased. And she wanted Michael to have that heart because it's the kind that separates the love heart where you have two.
And where was it put on Michael?
She wanted to put it around his neck, and we couldn't get it around his neck, so she wrapped it around his wrist, his right wrist. And I felt so good. I said, he will always have this next to him, and yours is next to your heart. And she's still wearing the other half today. And she said, I will never, ever, until Toya, let this go. I will wear it every day of my life, every day.
I was honored to be asked to sit near the family at the public memorial. Paris was crying on your shoulder. Did she just take it harder than the boys?
Paris, I don't think the world knows, has such a love for her father.
And Paris wanted to speak.
Yes, she did.
At that memorial.
Yes, she absolutely did. She wanted so badly to say something to her father.
You said you would be the light in the autumn.
I think it was Stevie Wonder that was on. And she said, Auntie Toya, can I go on now and say something to Daddy? And I started thinking, I said, you know what, Paris? At the end, we're all going to say goodbye and go on stage and thank the audience and say goodbye. I said, I think that'll be a great opportunity for you to go then. And she said, okay, I'll do it then.
Ever since I was born, Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine.
And it just touches her heart to know that he will no longer be with her.
And I just wanted to say I love him so much. Where there is love, I'll be there.
From their earliest years, Michael and LaToya shared a special bond within their strict Jehovah's Witness family, and they had fun together. When Michael moved to New York in 1977, LaToya went with him. It was the first time either of them had lived away from home. Michael produced and sang backup vocals for LaToya's first solo album.
Michael Jackson. Yeah!
Beat it, Michael Jackson.
LaToya was there for many of his shining moments, including the 1984 Grammys. Through the late 80s, as Michael famously altered his appearance, LaToya seemed to be changing her own image right along with him. LaToya, you look so much like Michael. People tell you that?
Yes, they do. As a matter of fact, my mother always says that, but she's been saying it even more since he's passed. And she goes, oh, your mannerisms are just like him. You guys always act like the whole bit, so.
You're dressed like Michael today.
Yes, 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 yes. This is in honor of him, and I love him. And we always play with brooches and things. It's so funny because growing up, I would say, Michael, put this here. This will look great. And I would take off my belt and take the buckle off and cut it and put it here and put it here. And then he just started wearing all the epaulets and everything. And
it's all your fault.
No, he wears it well. He wears it very well.
But in her early 30s, LaToya veered away from Michael into treacherous waters. She married her manager, Jack Gordon, 20 years older, and a convicted felon, who she says took control of her life, moving her away from her brother's influence.
He would lock me in the house no matter what. He would close the closet door and say, don't leave that closet. Do you know I would stay in the closet for 8 hours and not leave? Because that's how well trained I was. That's how much fear he had instilled in me.
LaToya says Gordon took everything, her passport, her bank account, and then he beat her regularly.
And action! Sparks! LaToya!
LaToya says he forced her to pose for Playboy and appear in several pornographic videos.
Barbara, I was just like a little kid, just right there. And you to do what I say, I tell you what to do. I'm your puppeteer. I pull the strings and you act. And guess what? I did it, Barbara. I didn't know any better. I was too afraid because he promised if I did anything out of the ordinary that he would kill me. And he took it a step further. He said, and if you don't believe me, I will do it to your brother as well. And I believed him. I had no reason not to.
And these kids are going to be scarred for the rest of their life.
During the time of your marriage, you accused Michael of being a pedophile.
Yes.
But I cannot, and I will not, be a silent collaborator of his crimes.
Gordon gave me this piece of paper and he says, read this. He goes, you better say this. You say this.
Jack Gordon forced you to say that your brother was a pedophile. Did you think he was?
No, I did not. The courts have proven that too as well.
Why did Jack Gordon want you to say that your brother was a pedophile?
He had this hatred towards my brother that I can never explain to you why it was.
Just to make things very clear, you recanted your accusation. Are you sure today that your brother never had any undue relationship with a child?
Barbara, Michael is not. He is not.
He is not a pedophile?
No, he's not.
There is a book out that suggests that Michael was gay. Do you think he was?
No, absolutely not.
You think he liked women?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
After 9 years, LaToya says she finally found the courage to leave Gordon and reunite with her brothers and sisters. You have said that what you went through with Jack Gordon made you understand some things that were happening to Michael. Explain.
Barbara, what I went through with Jack Gordon, him controlling me, controlling my entire life, you must remember, everybody in that circle that I was with, the security that I had were the security that he hired. The girls that worked for me were the girls that he hired. He controlled everything I did, I said, everything. So, as a result, I knew that Michael was going through the same thing that I was going through.
When we come back, LaToya's accusations of conspiracy and murder.
I knew something terrible would happen at the end, not to mention the fact that Michael constantly told me, LaToya, they're going to murder me, they're going to kill me.